A very good evening. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. A deeply disturbing case of sexual assault has emerged from Bengaluru, casting a shadow on the safety of women even in professional healthcare settings. A dermatologist has been arrested on charges of sexually harassing a 21-year-old female patient during a private consultation at his central Bengaluru clinic. The incident was reported to the police by the woman, who alleges that the doctor abused his position to sexually harass her for nearly 30 minutes. The accused has been identified as 56-year-old Dr. Praveen, and the complaint was filed with the Ashok Nagar Police. According to the victim's statement, the doctor allegedly made repeated indecent advances, hugging and kissing her, all under the pretext of examining a skin infection. The complaint further alleges that the doctor forcibly insisted that she undress and even suggested booking a hotel room to spend time with her. The young woman managed to resist his actions and later approached the police, spurred on by her family. Following the complaint, local residents and the victim's family staged a protest outside the clinic. Police quickly arrived on the scene, detained the doctor and officially registered a case against him. Dr. Praveen has so far denied the allegations, claiming that the complainant misunderstood his examination. However, he has been formally arrested under relevant sections of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, including for sexual harassment, and has been remanded to judicial custody. It was just a week ago when a case was reported where another doctor murdered his wife. Another case had cropped up last week where a private college professor was booked for sexual harassment of a 20-year-old student. According to the Home Ministry's statistics, Bengaluru tops in crime rate against women in the state, including rape and sexual harassment. There is clearly a growing crisis of women's safety in the city known as India's Silicon Valley. This can't be ignored anywhere, but especially in the hub of progress and technology. Joining me on the broadcast to discuss this deeply saddening incident is Padma Shri Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Chairman, Nephron Clinic, Shramshavish Rain, Advocate, Supreme Court, Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer, and Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist. I want to start off this discussion asking Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, what do you make of this entire incident that's coming to the fore? Do you think that, what does this reveal about women's safety, particularly in a medical or a professional setting?
Hi, good evening. I think this is extremely serious allegations of grave consequences. This is not only a sexual misconduct, but a huge professional miscalculation and misconduct. Any relationship, association, friendship with a doctor and a patient, be it in an outdoor clinic or an inpatient facility, is completely wrong. This is unethical, unacceptable. This is a basic violation and gross breach of trust between a doctor-patient association. We have to respect the patient, be it a male or a female or of any other sexual orientation. This absolute aberrant behavior, either it can be because of body language, it can be physical, be it consensual or non-consensual, verbal, even implied. Any sexual overtones of intimate and impropriety behavior, even something which is called as a bad touch, text, social media interactions which is inappropriate or indeed exploiting the vulnerability of a patient. Now, the doctor clearly in this case, what has come to light so far, although the investigations will be on, has misused his position and power. A patient gives in to a doctor to examine, to take history, to write out tests, to treat in utmost faith and confidence. Now, obviously, there will be criminal charges, maybe a civil suit, or there will be an investigation. This matter will also be referred to the state medical board. And of course, if found guilty, his license can also be terminated for life, including imprisonment and other penalties. But the investigation should look into the following points. The patient has, according to what has come out on reports in the media, has been a regular patient. Initially used to come with her parents or father. Why did the patient come late at night or late in the evening? Was the doctor truly alone? Was there any staff present in the clinic? Although CCTV footage inside a clinical examination room is not permissible, but was there any CCTV footage in the lobby or waiting room areas? And of course, was there any female assistance or any other help which was there to give evidence? So I think this is extremely disturbing, but it's a wake-up call to everyone that we should be careful. We have to respect the dignity and the honor of all patients. Like I said, be it of any sex, caste, religion, or socioeconomic background, we have to treat without any bias, but we have to keep the patient uppermost in our mind because the patient comes to us in one word, what is called as trust. We cannot betray that trust. Over to you.
Absolutely. I would like to bring in Shamshavish in this discussion. Ma'am, are there enough effective laws in the country to prevent this from happening in a professional medical setting? Because remember, this is a space where everybody is obviously vulnerable. This is the medical setting. We are going there to seek care and comfort. And then something of this disturbing nature actually happens. Do you think there are enough laws in place? We do know that a lady attendant should always be present, but that's where the question arises, why wasn't this maintained?
Yes, yes, we have laws that are there, and they are very strict laws, as the earlier speaker said, that the professional behavior does also matter. They also have some rules and regulations that their degree could be taken away. Plus the laws, the land laws are there, sexual harassment is there, POXO is there. But if you say that how can we prevent it? Prevention can only be done when the mindset changes. When a man or a male, or in fact anyone from any gender, sees the other person as a predator, that person, I am a predator, the other person is the person where I could just harm that person, take advantage of that person. That is where that mindset needs to change. If that doesn't change, things will not change, because laws have always been there from past many years, but the mindset is not changing. If a girl is seen alone, that all right, so she is alone over here, so it is a easier thing for us. She is a easy victim. You can just blame her that no, 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 she is lying. And who is going to believe a girl or a female or a vulnerable person? So that is where the problem is, that everyone thinks that no, the girl might be lying, or this story is a cooked up story. So prevention is slightly difficult there, but laws are always there to make sure that such kind of culprits goes behind the bars. But yes, in case no, still, since we are not in that dictatorship, we are not a country wherein we could have laws like we have in Saudi Arabia and all. So that kind of things would not happen here, and the prevention would be very, uh, you know, it would be a dream that someone would not do anything wrong to a girl or a female, or anyone from the third gender, or even males also nowadays.
Ma'am, why do
But
you think has this actually, is it because of systematic failures to in fact provide safety for women that has led to this mindset?
I would say yes, yes, systematic. It would start from the time a girl is born till the time she gets married, till the time, everyone systematically they have been saying that a girl has this right, a very limited right. She is very, very vulnerable. Sex is something very important, and exploitation is pretty easy. What is going to happen? Hardly 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of jail. I mean, the laws are there. The system has failed. Yes, you would say that the system has failed everyone, not only the girls, not only the safety of the girls, even the transgender are not safe. The men at few places are not safe. So yes, systematically things have been happening. And if someone wants change to happen, you have to start it from yourself. That you have to start it from your own place. Starting from a girl born, you have to say that a child is born and not a boy or a girl is born. When a girl gets married, you have to say ki we will not give any kind of a gift in the form of a dowry to anyone. You have to do it yourself. Everyone talks about it, but then again, some MBA, some big shot person also gets married. There's still a lot of dowry happening over there. Anything wrong happens in the house, अरे वो तो ना मदर इन लॉ ने किया, कुछ नहीं होता, सहन कर लो. इन लॉज ने किया, शादी के लिए you have to do it. It is happening, and it will keep on happening unless and until we all change. We all have to bring that change in our own way, the way live. And if in case we get to know any such kind of a case happening in our office, in our building where we live, or just nearby, or if not even here and there, even on the road right in front of our eyes, if something wrong is happening, we have to stand up from them. If you remember a couple of months back or a year back, I think it was in Bangalore only, wherein a beggar female was raped by a man who was a beggar himself on the road, daylight. I think it was around 11 in the morning, and everyone was just walking by. No one helped that girl. So this bad of a situation it is, that because she was a beggar, no one was there to rescue her. So the mindset needs to change. Thank you.
Absolutely. I would like to rope in Sanjay Sahai as well into this discussion. Mr. Sahai, you've been a police officer. You know how the system actually works. Do you think we are failing somewhere in the policing system? Because every year we are flashing those numbers on the screens as well. Every year Bangalore is only seeing increase in cases of sexual harassment against women, or just crimes against women.
There are two issues. As far as the present topic is concerned, where the medical practitioner goes overboard and get into sexual harassment. So that is the point we are discussing, or that is the theme of today's discussion. The other point which you are starting with, that the number of sexual harassment cases have gone up in Bangalore. So there is absolutely no denying the fact. And somewhere or the other, we are missing out at the major causative factor. So that has basically emboldened people to get into these acts. There has been some 1,247 odd cases, and the deterrent issue comes only where there is a predictability of conviction. The timely predictability of conviction needs to happen. Until unless things will go on the way they are going on. The issue in Bangalore is also, without giving any defense for the police, that it has grown up multifold to around 1.5 crores, and a large number of areas which are primarily, it is confined to private places. It can be colleges, it can be various other campuses, it can be a setting of this nature which is purely private. It is a doctor-patient relationship. So there are huge areas where regular policing, it is outside the purview of the regular policing, and quite a few cases happen in those areas also. That is not to say that once the case is reported, investigation needs to happen at a very, very fast pace. Charge sheet should happen, taken through the judicial process, and conviction should happen in a very, very short period of time. There are timelines for rape cases, so there are timelines for most of the other cases that needs to happen. Coming to the topic of the day, that is primarily misusing doctor-patient relationship. Now, the enforcement of this doctor-patient relationship, from the Hippocrates oath to your the code for the medical ethics guidelines and all that, these are guidelines. So unfortunately, there is no enforcement mechanism for these guidelines. Only when it goes out of control, or only when somebody complains, there is a criminal case registered. So there is a huge vacuum somewhere, an area which is unknown, where there are guidelines, and any doctor will tell you, Dr. Baga has also been talking about it, that the patient-doctor relationship is a very, very sacred relationship. But there is nobody who is there to enforce that relationship, and it is left to the doctor and left to the institutions to take care of it. So that is broadly where we are. Now, until these guidelines are enforced, so situations of this nature, if it happens, it goes to the police, and police takes it through its own course. Now, there are around 17 to 20 cases which has happened in last 5 years with regards to this nature of crime. So there is a issue somewhere, and most of the times what we find that the institutions, may it be universities or healthcare institutions, they feel very, they don't want to bring it to the public domain. So that issue also remains. So the confidence of the patient that he or she, if she goes out to the police, there will be no punishment, or there'll be no recourse to any harsh measures by the institution itself, because we are finding instances where there are trainee doctors and they are being exploited. So broadly, we are in a complete gray area which needs to be codified again. At the preventive, I don't go by the point that prevention cannot happen. Prevention can happen, it needs to happen, it needs a enforcement mechanism of a different nature, and there has to be resources put in place where there is both the fear of this audit party or the pre crime enforcement mechanism and also that of the law. Only then things are going to change if we leave it to the society to change. We have not seen it happening in last so many decades, and I don't think that is going to happen. So it's the job of the medical council, medical administration, institutions, colleges, and campuses, and side by side with the police who provides the general cover, and as and when the case comes, a very, very predictable, time-bound investigation and judicial trial leading to conviction.
Right. Gautam Mukherjee, I want to bring you into this discussion. Why do you think that such cases, cases of sexual assault or cases of, crimes against women in a professional setting are increasing day by day? We are pouring in money. The administration is pouring in money. We are driving funds from the Nirbhaya Fund. We have the, SOS systems in place. We have safety islands. We also have a city, safe city command set up in Bengaluru. But still we are seeing such, cases coming to the fore. How do we prevent this?
Well, I think there is a lacuna in the medical fraternity itself. The doctors who do this are exploiting a loophole, and they are indulging in a blatant malpractice with the idea that they can get away with it. The reason is that they need to be debarred, they need to be delicensed, they need to be sacked. Now, if this does not happen in the institutions they're working in, or if they're working on their own, if all sorts of, strictures that prevent them practicing do not occur, then it's a lame duck issue that goes to the police. And the police have a hell of a time trying to convict when the medical fraternity, the college institution, the clinic, whatever it is, or even if he's running his own practice, all of that stays silent and is not prosecuted in any way by the medical fraternity, then the police find it very difficult to take it to its desired conclusion, if not logical conclusion. So you've got a gap there. And if you don't enforce such things, then there will be crooked people who will do this. There are others who are quacks. And they perform operations, they deliver babies, they do all kinds of things. They don't have a medical degree at all. So again, it's a matter of when they're caught. In this, we've been attending a number of such issues, corruption, and now this, where the exploitation happens because of either lack of enforcement or a kind of, that doctor is too important for us, we're not going to say anything. We're going to try and cast aspersions on the victim. So this kind of thing is blatant, cynical collusion, but it does happen. It happens in this country, it happens in all sorts of countries abroad, it happens in America, it happens in the West, as much as it happens in developing countries. So it is a matter of stamping. You mentioned all these laws. Now, what are laws going to do if the situation is not reported as a grave crime, as something that the doctor should not have done. In other words, you've got to accept what the victim is saying. Now it's a one-on-one situation between the victim and the doctor, nobody around, no witnesses, no cameras. So it becomes a matter of deciding that, look, if a victim accuses somebody of sexual harassment, you're going to have to take the victim's side for it to proceed. If you say, no, I don't know about you and what is your character and what are your antecedents, are you rich, are you poor, are you influential, then this isn't going to go anywhere. So there are a lot of issues here.
Right. Dr. Bagai, I want to circle back to you. We all are panelists, and in fact everyone has been pointing out to the lacunae that exists in this entire system and how we can actually try to bridge that gap that is existing, because how do we do that? Do we need stricter monitoring between patient doctor interactions, but they have to come with boundaries, and also the doctor keeps maintaining the fact that she did not understand and she misunderstood what my advances were. So how do we actually differentiate between all of these statements?
This is always a very tough call, especially in clinical medicine. So I think much of the responsibility is from a person within. I mean, a morality and integrity of a person cannot be bought on the road. It has to be within us. But medicine specifically is away from all other professions, and I would very strongly advocate that there must be a re-registration of doctors at least every 10 years. Doctors who pass their medical undergraduate or postgraduate, let's say in 60s or 70s, and haven't kept much in touch with what is happening clinical and non-clinical over the last few decades, would be pretty much out of touch. The areas where doctors, I feel very strongly on this, lack is soft skills orientation, information technology, computer skills, orientation of forensic medicine, and of course, behavior patterns with doctor-patient relationships. So I think we need an ongoing effort to educate the doctors, to inform the doctors, public awareness for patients. Patients' rights charters are sacrosanct, and like I said, patient always comes first.
Right. I would have loved to conduct this discussion further. However, due to paucity of time, we'll have to end this here. I thank all my panelists, in fact, Padma Shri Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Chairman, Nephron Clinic, Shamshavi Shren, Sanjay Sahai and Gautam Mukherjee for, in fact, joining us. This discussion, in fact, has reminded us that women's safety is not just a matter of law enforcement, it's a collective responsibility. And even though this incident is not an isolated one, we do need to make sure that the time for action is now.